Hey witches, I was going to do a video about my do as I say oil, but I got to thinking earlier about water for some reason. I think it's because I've been drinking a lot of Eclipse water. So I thought I would do a quick little video first on magical or witchy waters. And I want to read this little poem that I found. It's by Fat Man D, P-H-A-T, Man D-E-E. It says, magical waters. Dampness seeps into the cracks of the world. Carries spirit from within without. Bogged down, forgotten past, even still inform the future. Carry messages from long ago. And those who float on the surface believe they've created them anew. But spirit knows that water remembers all, falls down, washes back, spins around both clockwise and widdershins. Seasons pass, years fade into forgotten memories which wash up on the banks with every tide and nourish the future generations in muddy glory. Water is life. And then it says Min Wicconi, which I guess is that in a different language. But I just think that's beautiful. And it goes along with what I had written down first. The very first thing I wrote down when I started talking about this for my notes or writing about this was I wrote down witchy water. And then I wrote down that all water is magical and all water has memory. How is that dinosaur pee? That's literally what I wrote down first before I started researching any of this. And that, well, I didn't do much researching because I knew most of this. But when I was looking up something particular, that popped up. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's pretty much what I wrote down. And yes, that phrase is always with me because I have a daughter, and yes, Frozen Olaf says water has a memory, and it's a big thing. So anyway, so magical or witchy waters. Whenever you take water from somewhere, leave an offering. One offering that I like to leave, if it's not a small crystal or some water to replace the water that I took, is this stuff. And I've gotten my daughter pretty much trained to do this too, is to use birdseed. Just sprinkle some birdseed near the banks where you're collecting it, or if you're getting, you know, just whatever, just sprinkle some birdseed. It's a great offering because it's food. It's nourishment for Mother Earth's creatures. So I say birdseed is great. Crystals are great. Flowers, water, anything, you know, any kind of offering is fine. But I just think the birdseed, especially in the spring, summer, and fall, even in the winter's probably best because they don't have anything else to eat. And we do have some birds here where I am still in the winter. So anyway, leave an offering. Rainwater is the first one that I wrote because I feel like it is the best. I feel like using rainwater in spells, teas, adding a little to your bath water, making it into like a rose water spray and spraying it on your face and your neck as like a beauty treatment. Using it in spells, I think I already said that, but the spells that it would be used for, prosperity, love, anything. It's also used in blessings and cleansings. But the thing about rainwater is it's so natural, and it has like Mother Nature's rhythm within it. It's just, it's magical. It's by far my favorite. But you want to always make sure you have some of this on hand. And it doesn't matter if it's collected at daytime, nighttime, sun touches it, moon touches it. It doesn't matter. Rainwater is rainwater. Just do not, guys, do not get storm water and rainwater mixed up, your spell work might go nuts. It may or may not. So be careful. If it's a gentle rain, there's no thunder, there's no lightning, maybe a tiny bit. You're a witch. You know the difference between a storm and just rain. But, you know, if it's just a tiny bit of thunder and lightning, maybe a tiny bit a while ago, and then it's been really calm, go ahead and get you some rainwater. But if it's ongoing, thunder, lightning, hail, get it, but make sure you label it storm water. And I would just suggest doing a storm water in collecting it, maybe a jar or two. I wouldn't suggest a big, huge bucket of it, hopefully, because it's mainly used for bad things like hexes, breaking couples up, revenge work, doom work, all the bad stuff, the baneful stuff that we don't want to do. Is you want to use storm water, but every now and then we've got to do something because somebody acts like an idiot. So it's good to have some on hand. Just don't mix up your storm water and your rainwater, guys. Storm water, you want to gather it. If you can gather it on a full moon, it's supposed to be super powerful, the storm water, but it doesn't matter, guys. Storm water is going to have those qualities. Think about the Mars qualities. Those are the qualities that storm water has. Hurricane water. Now you would think, oh, hurricane's a type of storm, so therefore hurricane water must be crazy baneful. Actually, it's not. It destroys the past and brings new beginnings. So hurricane water is great. And the spell that I'm doing right now, working on myself, getting rid of something bad and bringing in something good, I could so use some damn hurricane water right now, but I am nowhere near the coast, so I won't be able to get any. But that's okay. I'm strong enough to do it without it, but it would be perfect for what I'm doing right now. So get you some hurricane water, guys, and sell it on eBay, but be on or Etsy, whatever, but be legit. And don't charge so much. You don't need to get rich off of us. We need some hurricane water. Another one is dew. It's great for love magic, self-love magic, guys. You know how I feel about love magic. Or leaving it as an offering for the Fae. And how you're going to collect it, you're going to have to come up with some kind of little contraption. But get you a little dew water if you want. And use it for those things. Rainbow water is one. I saw a rainbow yesterday. It was beautiful and it lasted forever and it would not go away. And I was so glad because when I got home, I got to take my daughter outside and show her. But it wasn't raining or we would have gotten some rainbow water, which is linked to wealth. Definitely wealth and luck. Which of course there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? Now I'm going to talk about water collected from different places. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to talk about snow. Snow water is good for purity and change. Okay, and then we have our moon waters. I didn't take notes on any of these because I'm going to just try to run through them real quick. I have moon magic videos, and in those I go specifically through each waxing phase. Water collected during those specific waxing phases would be great to use for spells during those times. So if you want to go back and watch the waxing moon video, watch that for when I talk about the waxing moon waters. It'll just make it easier. So of course we have, I'm just going to start with dark moon. We have dark moon water, which we would use. I like to use it to make tea for shadow work. I like to leave it for offerings for Akate. I like to use it in spells. If I have a baneful working, sometimes I'll use that instead of waning moon water. It just depends. But that's mainly what you use it for. It can also be, some people will say it can be used in spells for new beginnings, but I would use like new moon water for that instead of dark moon water, which is when the moon finally starts to wane. Any kind of waning moon water you want to use for manifestation, and then full moon water you can use for anything you want. Use it for whatever in the hell you want, because it's all gonna amp it up. Next is waxing moon. If you want to wax, if you want to do a spell that is banishing something or someone, you would use that. You can also do baneful workings during those times, if you are so inclined. And then eclipse water. I'll talk about the moon eclipse water first, then I'm going to talk about solar water. So, eclipse water, I did a video on it, so you can watch that video, but in a nutshell, the eclipse water, which is what this is right here, eclipse water, you're going to use it for spells that call for drastic change, and you're also going to use it as a cleanser, like a heavy duty moon water on steroids cleanser. And then next, and in my moon water, I always put rainbow moonstone, regular moonstone, clear quartz, and then selenite on top of the vessel, laying across so that the moonbeams kind of penetrate the selenite as they go in when the sun is high enough. I just do that. You don't have to put anything in it, just some distilled water and some glass, and you're good to go. I do not make it in that little bitty bowl. I make it in big, huge jugs. If you saw my eclipse video, my eclipse water video, you'll see one. Okay, so solar water, you would use solar water just charging it in the sun. You would use it for spells that you would do on a Sunday, like career, success, confidence, courage, things like that. And then for a solar eclipse would be similar. It would just be used for spells with drastic change that are in that realm, and also you could use it as a good cleanser. Plus, solar water is really fun to get your pitcher, put whatever you're going to put, some fruits or something, and some sugar or honey, and then cover it up with some saran wrap or something, and then leave it outside for a few hours and kind of let it steep and make a magical citrus drink. It's really yummy, and it's a way to celebrate Litha too. It's really yummy, yummy. Okay, so now, all the other waters are talked about except for the waters that you can go collect. You don't have to wait on it to do anything outside. You can just go get your water. So, spring water. You can go collect water from a spring, but remember, water collected from certain places, it takes on the spirits, and the local energies of the place where you get it. So be careful where you get it, okay? Just make sure it's a nice, pretty place, and you can get a good idea of the vibe of the place when you get there. So if the vibe's cool, the energy's cool, go ahead and get it, and it'll be fine. But spring water can be used for spells for newness and bounty. Ocean water is by far my favorite water to collect from somewhere, because I am a beach bum, part sea witch, part mermaid, and can't wait to retire to the ocean in about 20 years, maybe less. But you can use that for a lot. I actually did a whole video on witches and the beach, and you can do a lot with ocean water. One of the biggest things you can use it for is purification because of the salt in it. You can also make turnips with it because it's moving. It's a moving water, which is something that you use during ceremony, but definitely bring home some ocean water because it's great to use. You can also use it in other spells. Pretty much much any spell because everything is in the ocean. I mean, the ocean symbolizes life, abundance, health. Well, for now it represents health, parts of it, but it's going to shift. But definitely abundance workings because the ocean is a very abundant place. Pond water. Now, pond, kind of gross, okay? You need to be careful when you're getting this stuff. Get it from the top. If for some reason you need pond water, don't go digging and stirring around all the microbes and dirt and stuff on the bottom because they can make you sick. Just get some off, skim some off the top. But pond water is useful in spells to create opportunities and self-dedication, not dedication, what did I write? Self-development. Sorry guys, I just wrote a D. Self-development, opportunity, and also relaxation. I don't know how a pond is tied to relaxation because I think it's gross, but if it's gonna work, I would use it. The next one is a lake. It's also the same warning. Please just get it from the top. Be careful, don't stir up the mud. I know a lot of people like to go swim in lakes. I know witches will jump into most bodies of water and not care. But just please be careful. There are brain-eating amoebas out there, y'all. And they will hurt you if you're in the south. Lake water is good for spells that deal with calm and peace and joy. Also, they're useful in workings concerning self-reflection and self-assessment. A lot of times people like to use this just to maybe anoint a candle in some lake water or sit some lake water out while they do their shadow work. And they've got that there, and they've got their journal out and some incense and a candle going, and you know, that just may help them. It may help them. They may anoint their third eye with it. You know, if it's promoting calmness, peace, and helping with self-reflection and self-assessment, that's got shadow work written all over it. So, waterfall. Love waterfalls. You can also use waterfalls to make turnips, any moving water. So I guess a spring you could too. Any moving water you can use it to make turnips. But a waterfall is for rejuvenation spells. So I thought that would be like doing a glamour spell before you go out on a date, or doing a beauty spell, or a self-love spell, or a youth spell. I just thought that would be kind of cool. And then a swamp. Ew, yuck. You must be a determined woman or man if you are going to a swamp to get some water to use in a spell. But of course they're used in baneful works, bindings, banishments, hexes, curses, just anything, doom work, revenge work. I think I said that already, but basically the same thing that you would use storm water for. You can use a swamp water. You could use swamp water for that. And then I have well water, which of course would go with wishes. It also goes with healing. And then also it helps you connect to otherworldly beings. So that's all I have on water. I hope you thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. Just because there's so many waters out there. There's a lot of waters out there. I mean, you know, and a lot of witches just use regular old tap water. Get you some rainwater. And you can make teas with so many of those. Just make sure that you boil them first. Unless it's like rainwater or moon water or something that you made. But if you're getting it from somewhere natural, boil it first, which you gotta boil it to make tea anyway. Just boil it like, 2 minutes? But that's all I have. And then if you'll come back, I'm going to do the do as I say oil. We're gonna do a little bit do as I say magic. Alright guys, thanks for coming. Like, subscribe, and share, and blessed be. Bye. So I know throughout this video I said waning water and waxing water, talking about moon water or whatever. But I think one time I may have misused one of those just because I was talking so much and got a little tongue-tied. So just remember that if you are manifesting, you're gaining something, you want the moon to be waxing, of course, and if you're taking something away or doing something baneful, then waning. Just wanted to make that clear for you guys. Blessed be.